Hello apples and cherries, and this week I'm reading you a story. I'm so very excited. This story is called The First Hippo on the Moon, and it's written by David Walliams. So the person who writes the story is called the author. And the person who draws the picture is called the illustrator. So this story is illustrated by Tony Ross. Oh, I'm excited to find out what happens. The First Hippo on the Moon by David Walliams. This is the tale of two hippos with one dream. To be the very first hippo on the moon. One enormously rich hippo, Hercules Waldo Franklin III, paid for a gigantic hippo space centre to be built to blast him there. Sheila didn't. Yes, the other hippopotamus's name was Sheila. One morning, she announced, "I want to be the first hippo on the moon." "But Sheila," said her giraffe friend, "you don't have a space rocket." "Then we'll make one, Keith," Sheila replied. Yes, the giraffe's name was Keith. "Us hippos like to dream big." Sheila's friends got to work building her a rocket. Tina the elephant brought back the biggest tree trunk she could find. Joyce the gorilla fetched the longest vine, and Derek the ostrich was given the task of gathering the pointiest mountain of rhinoceros dung. Ooh, smelly. After many days and nights, the animals finally unveiled their space rocket. Well, something that looked a little bit like a space rocket. A tiny bit. "Thank you, my friends, it's my own hippo rocket." All they needed to do now was ignite the rhino dung and blast Sheila into space. But how? "Try rubbing those two spiky thingamaboos together to create a spark," instructed the hippopotamus. "Oh, thank you very much indeed." There's these spiky little hedgehogs down here. "Okay, let's go," Sheila announced. "Dream big, everyone." 3, 2, 1, blast! But before Sheila could say off, it started raining. It rained and it rained and it rained. It was rainy season. It didn't stop raining for 5 long months. The moment the rain stopped, Sheila began her countdown again. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Zoom! The hippo rocket shot up into the sky. The hippopotamus watched as the earth became smaller and smaller, and the moon became bigger and bigger. But in deep space, disaster struck. Sheila was so busy munching on her shrub sandwiches that she didn't spot that she was hurtling towards a giant asteroid. Boom! The hippopotamus rocket smashed into 100 pieces, sending the shocked hippopotamus spinning wildly through space. She tumbled towards the moon. To her astonishment, Sheila had landed on top of the other hippopotamus, just as he was taking his very first hippopopo step on the moon's surface. "Excuse me?" "I'm terribly sorry." "What on earth, on the moon, are you doing here?" I wanted to be the first hippopotamus on the moon." "Well, you're not. I am. Hercules Waldo Franklin III. Remember that name? The name of the very first hippopotamus on the moon." "Can't we both be the first hippopotamuses on the moon?" "No. Just look at yourself. Call yourself a hippopostronaut? You don't even have a hippopotamus spacesuit or a hippo-po buggy. Get back in the hippo-po rocket and buzz off now. With a tear in her eye, Sheila trudged off to the hippo-po rocket. Her big dream had been crushed. As the engine roared, Hercules Waldo Franklin III bounded towards it. Stop! That's my hippo-po rocket! Oops, sorry. Blast off. Seconds later, Sheila realised that she didn't have a clue how the hippo-po rocket worked. Roar! Entering the Earth's atmosphere, the hippo-po rocket soon began burning up. Within moments, the hippopotamus bottom was blasting like the sun, or blazing like the sun. Sheila hit the earth with a giant wallop. She lay motionless on the ground, her bountiful behind sizzling like a sausage. Sheila, wake up. Oh, it's sad, isn't it? Tragic. But she wouldn't wake up. This was the saddest day the jungle had ever seen. Then, out of the silence, came a sound. It was the distinctive sound of a bottom burp. All the animals stared at each other. Who would dream of letting one go at such a sad time? Another one, longer and louder than the first. It was Sheila. Oh, what's that awful smell? The hippopotamus was so thunderous she woke herself up. Try and breathe through the mouth, dear. Oh, it's made my eyes water. Oh dear, she's a bit smelly, isn't she? Now, Sheila was famous all over the world as the very first hippopotamus on the moon. She never mentioned the other hippopotamus who got there first. So whatever you do, don't tell anyone. Shh. I hope you enjoyed that story reception.